No. Okay, welcome.
Welcome back, guys. Let's get right into it. What happened this episode?
All right, so we have we have the
Now Sasha's salty.
yeah, sorry, we were just
we're roasting her about her intro.
Yep, so we've skipped it now. So okay, so we're gonna get right into it. They've switched gears. We're into Survivor mode. The show.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that, Sasha?
I don't really know how I feel about all the voting. It kind of I think I liked classic Paradise better.
Yeah, same. I think I've only watched like one other season of Bachelor in Paradise many years ago, but I think I like that better than what they're doing now.
Yeah, I like that they're doing a little. I mean, I'm mixed because I do like the little contest. It does make it more interesting, but
I don't really mind the contests. But I liked how they would continue to bring new people in throughout Paradise. I like that old version better. That part.
Yeah, so it's definitely a change. So getting in, they get right to the contest right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically it's the relationship test. They call it treasure hunt. They have the one person in the box and they have walkie-talkies, and they have to guide the other person through the thing. I basically thought Brian and Priza, I thought they worked good together. Alex and Andrew, they were on the struggle bus. Kat and Dale, I thought Dale was being arrogant and annoying, per usual, but he's just annoying. Keith and Kathy, I didn't even take a note for them. Jonathan and Leia, they did surprisingly better than I thought.
Yeah, but they're friends, so they work good together.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah. So they get and then they also 4 people are going to go home. 2 women won't get the roses, so them and their partners are going to go home. So this I'm going to call it a contest, is kind of a high stakes because 2 couples are going home.
Yeah, and then Allyshia and Sean, I thought they did good. They were the first ones to actually finish the challenge. Bailey and Jeremy was being annoying, and he kept talking about the other team instead of trying to guide her. And then Spencer and Jess ended up winning, so then they ended up winning a special date. I think I was going to ask you guys what you think about Spencer and Jess. I think they're definitely the strongest couple and the most realistic couple to last after Paradise. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're definitely the strongest.
For sure. Everybody else has got some issues.
And they got immunity from winning also for the week.
Yep. So, they had this contest, and I'm not sure, do you think that the show gave them bad walkie-talkies on purpose? Because some people couldn't even finish. They couldn't, communicate with each other.
Oh, yeah.
This contest.
They're cheap walkie-talkies. They couldn't have bought nicer ones, because that's just annoying. They can't hear each other half the time.
I don't know if they did that on purpose or not. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe that made it so, I'm not sure, but I think only 2 or 3 actually found all the keys or whatnot. So, but yeah, so other than that,
Jeremy continues to be an idiot.
Yeah, I do have that in my notes because that's, well, and then this episode kind of started off there, the fallout is still there from Brian and Priza from the last episode. Everybody's still a little bit standoffish with them.
Yeah.
Which is still stupid because I guess Jeremy's got them all manipulated into thinking that Brian has done something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, should we talk about after the competition then?
Yeah, because Jess and Spencer win it. They go on a date. And now the big question is, who is going to get voted off? And this was another thing that's kind of like Survivor. I know you haven't seen it, but Survivor kind of does the same thing where they'll have the winner gets to go somewhere usually, and then somebody's strategizing and doing something behind their back. So there's always the plus of somebody winning, but then the downside, they're not there in case somebody starts to go against them.
In this case, the only person going against anyone is Sean. He's he starts to become in his own little world of Delulu land where he wants to strategize and nobody wants to strategize with him. So yeah, he drops this information that his dad is a politician, which makes
super
sense.
Shocking.
Yeah, exactly.
By his behavior.
And he loves to politic, and yeah, this is basically the episode focus for the rest of the time.
They've let Sean run wild with this. The cameras are just following him around because he's on a one-way track. It's going downhill. He thinks he's really something here. He keeps repeatedly talking about how he loves politics. First, Allysia's on board with him because he strategizes with Allyshia a little bit, like, we need to do this thing, and she's kind of on board with him. But then he like takes it too far, and he's like making everybody mad. What are your thoughts about like what this stuff was going on?
He thinks he's. Oh, Spencer said it perfectly. He thinks he's smarter than everybody else. He's trying to manipulate everybody else, and he doesn't think people can see right through it for what it is. And he's just, delusional.
Yeah, so they kind of keep this going on. So we'll talk more about it because they're kind of like going back and forth between couples and then Sean and his stuff. I had a note that Bailey's here for love, and she's here with the biggest idiot, who I think you said this too. I think Jeremy is such a strong couple with Bailey because he wants to win the money. So that kind of like concreted them together. And then she's like, she wants to vote for people, or she wants people there who will not stab her in the back. And I was like, okay, why don't you look to your left at your boyfriend there, because he already stabbed you in the back. So I don't even know what you're talking about.
I have the same thing written down.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you think Jeremy's even here? It's not because this will never last past Paradise.
No.
I mean,
Here's my prediction. I think they will last past Paradise for a little bit because Bailey's extra forgiving and Jeremy wants to make it look like he was being genuine. But they won't last in the long term, is what I think.
Yeah, you're right there. They might last a little while because at one point in this episode, she's like, when it comes down to the actual voting, when they get towards the end or whatever, at one point she does say, well, I was going to vote for somebody, but ultimately, I'm paraphrasing here, I'm going to see what Jeremy's going to do, and I'm going to do what Jeremy's going to do. And it was like, wow. And I've said this before. That Bailey can be really dumb. I mean, have some pride, Bailey.
Yeah, I have some stuff to talk about later on about Bailey and Alex, too. I had a note. I was wondering if Sean like snorted some coke because he just all of a sudden he gets it in his head that he needs to strategize, and no matter he's not reading anyone's body language, but he's not reading the room. He thinks he needs to strategize and all that, and then he sits down with Leia and Jonathan and he says, "Let me know what you're thinking, and I'll give you my advice."
Yeah.
Mind you, nobody asked for your advice, Sean. Nobody asked.
Yeah, Sean at this point is really bugging me in the episode. He's really bugging me. We did see him on the season he was on. Do you remember whose season was he on?
Charities, I think.
And so, like, we didn't mind him then, but you could definitely tell he was, remember he was wearing his cashmere, and you could tell the way he was, but we thought he was kind of funny because we didn't see a whole lot of him. He just, we've seen a whole new side to Sean. We've seen a whole new side to Sean now, and can definitely see why he's single. And he keeps bringing up the political background. He's telling everybody what they want to hear because he's trying to strategize against them and make this big political plan.
Strategize and try and turn everybody against everybody also.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. He's going behind everyone's backs and talking about everyone behind their backs. Brian kind of like sees him going about his business doing this. He gets mad. He pulls Sean aside and kind of talks to him, is like, hey, I don't like the way you're moving. This does not deter Sean at all, not one single bit. He continues to do this throughout the entire episode.
Brian at one point said he wanted to slap Sean, and then he pulled him aside. And to be honest, I really did want to see Brian slap Sean. How about you, Bubba?
I also did, yeah.
Oh my God.
That would have been
Sean,
awesome.
He's walking around lying just like a politician. And then he's telling people, he had a few people say, well, what about this? I never said anything.
Yeah, I wrote, Sean's out here denying and gaslighting because people are kind of confronting him, and then he's saying, I never said that. Then they're showing on the episode 3 minutes earlier, 4 minutes earlier.
That's him literally saying that.
And meanwhile, Sean says, quote, I love politics. We can see that, Sean.
Of course you
do. We can see that.
And then Jonathan had a good couple of quotes. He says, he's trying to eliminate people who aren't even here right now. And then he goes on, how can we get rid of Jesse?
Yeah.
And I thought that was a pretty funny impression of Sean. Good job, Jonathan.
Yeah, and then at one point, Allyshia can kind of see like she's reading the room, and she kind of see this. She agreed with Sean to kind of do this. Yeah, let's strategize so
Yeah.
we stay on here. And she agreed, but then she can kind of read the room, reading
Mhm.
people's body language. She can sense that people they're not digging it, they're not liking it, and so she tells Sean like, I think we need to kind of chill here, whatever. And it just didn't even it
In
might have
one ear and out the other.
yeah, it might have sped him up. I'm not even sure. He might have taken another line of cocaine.
Meanwhile, while this is going on, Spencer and Jess are on their date. They're on their yoga date. They're having a great time. That's going on. And then I had a note that even with all of Sean's dumbness and annoyingness, I still would rather see Jeremy or Dale go home because they are just so irredeemable. I mean, Sean's irredeemable as well. But Jeremy and Dale, no matter what they do moving forward, they can never make a comeback in my book, and I just hate them.
Yeah, I totally see them as they're motivated by winning this money, so they're going to they're motivated with the relationships by the money in the end picture. They're both like they think they're such a strong couple. They're just seeing dollar bill signs. I don't think any of it comes off as genuine.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. And meanwhile, they're also flashing back to couples. And should we talk about? They flash to. Speaking of Jonathan, now they flash to them, Leah and Jonathan. They're sitting by the pool, and he's asking her like, "How you doing?" And she starts in with, "I'm okay."
Yeah. I wrote that Leia gets the depression. She gets all sad because she doesn't have a person. Everybody else has a person, and she's looking for her husband. And then she has her little crying session.
Yeah, as Bubba said last episode, she just needs to take the L. She still cannot take the L. She can't take the L on this. She tells she
It seems like she was accepting it more this episode, though.
you know, I think she's even dumber than I thought.
Well,
I
because
don't think she was.
she even like acknowledged that they're a non-romantic couple.
Yeah, and then she
So-
goes on to say she really thought she was going to find her husband in paradise. You tell me the stats on people finding their husband in paradise. Realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little dumb, a little naive. She does kind of make me. She has some one-liners that kind of make me laugh sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. And she's kind of like, I'm here. Well, she was talking about the money. Like, I was here to find a person. Now it's about the money, which is true. Well, and then they interview Jonathan, and he's like, well, at least, as long as we're here, at least there's something else to get out of it, which is the money, which is also true. So,
Yeah.
Then at some point they flash back to Sean and Allyshia talking to each other, and Allyshia tells it to him straight. She says, "Nobody likes politicians, Sean."
Yeah, that was pretty funny when she said that.
Okay, that
I
was
can't believe
great.
she said that.
well, not only should she say that, Sean at this point does not realize that people don't like politicians.
Yeah, and that still did not phase him.
And
He
it's-
was just
Yeah, it didn't even
and
absorb.
probably in one ear and out the other.
Just
again.
like when people were talking to him, how nothing absorbed. He never
Yeah.
he never stopped for a second to think, maybe this isn't the best strategy. Maybe I am going about this wrong. Just like when Allyshia tells him nobody likes politicians. That just also went in one ear and out the other. He's probably, I don't know if he's never heard that because he tells us his dad's a politician. So
Mhm.
repeatedly.
Everyone must love that.
Mhm.
It deters him so much that Sean goes ahead and creates the Parliament of Paradise,
Yeah.
which includes Jeremy, Dale, and Andrew in Sean's book, at least. And then they have a little meeting. Andrew's busy napping. And to my surprise, Dale and Jeremy actually go and meet him out front. And they're kind of like, the episode is kind of like making Sean out to be an idiot, which he is being an idiot. But then they're kind of like not making Jeremy or Dale to be idiots anymore, but they're still idiots in my book.
Yeah, I mean they managed to find a villain in every episode, and literally it was right after Allyshia warned him, like, I think we just need to chill out. It flashes to Sean saying to the guys, "Step into my office." Do you remember that line that Sean had? Do you remember that line?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Also, didn't read the room trying to turn Andrew on Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then Sean's in his interview saying, "I missed one crucial detail, and that is that Andrew is friends with Spencer." Blah blah blah. It's like he's really in his own little world.
What do you think? Because I think he knew that, but he just thought Andrew was going to turn away for the money. Like he wouldn't.
He just thinks he can manipulate everybody and turn everybody against each other, and then he's in the background while he's trying to turn everybody on each other and whatever, and no one will see through the fakeness.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's what he thinks.
Yeah. So meanwhile, while this is happening, Brian pulls Jeremy aside to have a chat, and I have some things to say about this. So Brian sits down. He wants to get in Jeremy's good graces after last week. He doesn't want to get voted off. He wants to make amends. So now we have Jeremy. Let's not forget, Brian told the truth last episode. He outed Jeremy, as he should have. Many other people should have outed him first. So now, fast forward, now we have Jeremy telling Brian he's worried about his trust. And I can't tell. I think Brian's just going with it so that he can hopefully stay this week.
Okay, let's hit some one-liners like you had written down. This time I wrote down a couple of Jeremy's one-liners. Quote, "He will forgive but not forget." Literally, he's in the right here.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah, he literally thinks he has done no wrong, and it's astounding.
And everyone's enabling him by being on his side too.
Yes, exactly. And it's very astounding to me how Jeremy can pick these things out about other people, about how they should be reflecting and trust and all this, but in his head, apparently, literally none of that applies to himself. He is incapable of turning that around and looking in the mirror at himself.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy is always the victim. He's still playing victim. He was victim. Brian, he has been victimized in this by Brian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brian violated him.
Yes, and quote from Jeremy, "It takes a man to talk about what they've done wrong."
Yeah.
He's talking about Brian
God.
at this point. When Jeremy says that, he's talking about Brian. We're in such a delulu at this point where Jeremy thinks everything he did was noble, I guess?
Yeah, noble. That's the word, yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy, get a mirror, look in it, watch these episodes back, and it probably still won't go through your thick skull.
Jeremy, when you're looking in the mirror, put some sunscreen on.
And kill your tuft on your... You need to put
the shave job also has to go.
Please, just kill it.
You're still red. You still apparently refuse to use sunscreen or don't know how to use it.
You think the line of tufts just is the move, I guess.
Yeah, and it also blows my mind that he has pretty much everyone in Paradise on his side. Like, he's in everyone's good graces, even though he completely lied to Bailey, kept a secret, then lied about it when she asked about certain aspects out of it, and then everybody is just cool with Jeremy. Everybody loves Jeremy. Jeremy was victimized in this whole thing, and people are still holding it against Brian and Prisa. Yes, and I have something to say. In the last episode, I said if I had to choose who was worse, Jeremy or Dale, and I actually said Dale, which I hate Dale as well, but I have decided that Jeremy is actually worse because his manipulation is much sneakier than Dale's.
Yeah, Dale's Dale's probably dumber.
Yes, exactly. But Jeremy is sneakier, and he's better at coming off genuine and he's so good at victimizing himself that he has everybody in Paradise under his thumb and on his side.
Yeah. So that's let's just say
he has Brian sucking up to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Apologizing, sucking up to him,
and saying that he owes him. At one point, Brian says he owes him.
Yeah. He owes him a life.
For what, Brian?
Yeah, this is crazy.
I mean, when they're watching this back, I think they're all gonna feel stupid, or maybe they're all just too dumb.
I think they're too dumb to.
Yeah, I'm giving them credit by thinking that they could see that.
In other news, Allyshia starts unraveling because Sean did not get deterred at all. He kept going with his politician ways.
Yeah, and one of the turning points to that was she walked into, it was Bailey and somebody else, and they were talking about her and Sean, and she got upset about it. But I mean, like, you guys kind of started this because at first Allyshia was going along with it, but I guess in all fairness, she did tell Sean to cool it, and he didn't. So Allyshia was kind of just the damage that went with it. So yeah, they were talking because they were mad about it.
Yes, but they were kind of whispering, and then they stopped once she walked in the room. So I could see how that would feel really weird for her.
Yeah, I guess then they should have just said, "Hey, yeah, maybe they should have just came clean and said, "Yeah, we don't like it. We're talking about it. Why are you guys acting like this?" What do you think, Bubba?
Or they
Yeah,
could have just
they
included her in the
probably should
conversation
have.
and been like, "Hey, Sean's no bueno right now."
Yeah, they were caught
Yeah.
off guard, so that was probably the only thing they could in the moment. They probably just were caught off guard when she walked in. But
Yeah.
then she kind of starts unraveling.
Yeah, and I just, Bailey and Alex, I haven't really had issues with them until lately. Alex didn't tell Bailey, first of all, about Jeremy. That really rubs me the wrong way. Bailey forgives Jeremy. That rubs me the wrong way. And I've just come to the conclusion that I really wanted to like both of them. And it's not that I don't like them, but it seems that together they have about one brain cell.
Yeah, you're giving them some.
What do you guys think about them?
Yeah, I think that was a good way to put it. Yeah.
And it's not that I don't like them, but it's just like they seem kind of like childish and like catty, backstabby, just like slightly to me. I don't know.
This whole episode is based around childish behavior, immaturity. It's so dumb. I know the editors and the producers have kind of made this atmosphere like that, though.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was thinking maybe they edited it in a way where it looks worse than it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
I don't know. Though.
And obviously there was some talking going on that we didn't see, because we'll talk about when it gets to the end about that too. But at some point, we were talking about Allyshia unraveling because she walked in. Now she's mad. I mean, in my thoughts in my head when she got mad about that, I was like you guys like started this, though. You know what I mean?
Right. When she does go to Sean and she confronts him and says, "Hey, I feel like what I told you went in one ear, went out the other." I thought she told it to him straight pretty good.
Yeah, and she did acknowledge, she did kind of acknowledge too that like Sean did this, like I told Sean to stop and he didn't. But so she should be more mad at Sean. I mean, like I guess.
Yeah.
And then also happening is at one point Allyshia talks to Kat about Sean, and Kat says that her and Sean are never friends. So this prompts Sean to go confront Kat, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this conversation.
Yeah, what do you think, Bubba? When Sean got super defensive.
Yeah. It clicked with me that, Sean, you are a narcissist. So you started swearing at her, and like you can't like have a normal like real conversation, and he's got something wrong with
Kat
him.
can be pretty dumb, but she did in that when
she did handle that well.
She did, because she kind of told him, she's like, well, yeah, right now I don't like what you've been doing. It's like giving the wrong vibe and stuff.
Super defensive and super angry, and
yeah, that's the thing. He turns on her in 2 seconds, gets super defensive, doesn't take 1 second to think that maybe what he's been doing is not. The thought doesn't even cross his mind that all the stuff, this strategizing and all this, the political stuff and the sneakiness is wrong. Apparently, that is his. He doesn't see that. He loves politics. His dad's a politician, so this is how you should act.
Yeah, he's clearly very self-centered too. Only cares about him, like his feelings, what he thinks. Like he didn't even try and listen to Kat and acknowledge her feelings.
Yeah, and he was pretty rude to her, and like he didn't even take a second to be like, maybe the politics here wasn't the best move.
No, he's just in the right because he's a narcissist.
So, what did you guys think of them? Because at some point he says, "Well, Kat, I've stuck up for you. I stuck up for you after last paradise," and then they actually showed footage of him sticking up for her. So, what did you guys take into that in consideration? Because I think Sean's acting ridiculous, but he did stick up for Kat. So I was a little surprised that Kat wrote him off so quickly, but he started swearing and stuff, and he got really worked up. So I understand why she didn't want to talk to him.
Yeah, and that was understandable the way he acted to her. Now, and yes, it did show like they were friends, and just how fast and defensive he got about this, and then he was starting to demean her. She's just as crazy as everybody. Like he just went right into it. So that
wasn't a good look.
No, he may have stuck up for her previously, but I mean the way he turned on her and how rude he was, that really didn't mean anything to me previously. Like it wasn't a good look for him.
Yeah, I think this goes into a little of I think for me, Kat's annoying me, so I think Dale's arrogance has rubbed off on her, and she's starting to annoy me a little bit.
Yeah, she started annoying me last episode. Everybody annoyed me the last episode.
So even though Sean was acting like an idiot, I was kind of like not fully on Kat's side either, because I think she's acting arrogant like Dale. So I kind of just thought the whole thing was totally dumb.
Yeah, true. It's hard to take anybody's side or understand when everybody's coming from when they've been on the. I don't know what's going on this. They've got them confined, and they've all lost mental capacity. Maybe they never had it.
Yeah, and I just think the arrogance is rubbing off on Kat, and she just kind of does and thinks whatever Dale does at this point, and I don't know. It's just been annoying me this episode.
That does annoy me. What do you think? I feel like. What do you think about like? I have the same thoughts with Bailey and Jeremy and Kat and Dale. I feel like the men are totally motivated by this relationship because of the money, and I don't know if they think it's genuine. What do you think, Bubba?
I don't know. They just might not be. I don't know. They might just be like telling themselves that like
they're in denial.
Yeah, they're in denial. Yeah, I think they're just in denial, and they're just looking past all the huge red flags that have already happened, and just
they've got both of those couple. Okay, Bailey and Jeremy and Kat and Dale. They were all cringy this episode. Everything about them was cringy. Sean was taking the cake for the villain for this episode, though. Like they couldn't get enough footage of him talking stupid. He even at one point Spencer goes to him and says, "Hey, just chill. Like quit with the stuff." Kind of like it was good advice. He was nice about it. He's just like, I think you just need to like. And then Sean got super defensive with him.
Oh. Yeah, I thought Spencer did a good job when he talked to Sean and pulled him aside. I thought he did a good job with that.
I don't think it didn't help Spencer, or it didn't help Sean though. Like Sean still didn't get it.
In one ear and out the other again.
Yeah, Sean, he just won't get it. I think he's in his own little world, and that's how it is.
Yep.
Then he's telling Kat. Then it flashes of him telling Kathy, "Well, me and Allyshia, we're the strongest couple."
yeah, I don't know about that. I wanted to ask you guys, so then after Kat and Sean have their conversation, Dale goes over to Sean and kind of sticks up for Kat. What did you guys think of that?
Well, I mean, I do like that Dale went and stuck up for her. Dale's still an idiot. He didn't really make any points for me. I mean, he did go over there and say something to Sean, which he should have. I don't think Sean actually said anything back to him. I don't remember how it went, but he said fair, kind of put him in his place. So Sean was acting so stupid. It's pretty bad when Dale's the one that looked good in that situation. I don't think it's hard for me to say that Dale looks good in any situation because he's so stupid. But in that situation, Sean was being so dumb that he actually made Dale look good there.
Yeah, everyone was actually turning on Sean. Everyone was annoyed with him.
Yeah.
Even Jeremy looked good. Even.
Yeah, and I liked that Dale. Well, okay, I thought it was good that Dale went and stuck up for Kat. In my book, there is no redeeming Dale, though. I can't stand the guy.
No, he's not gonna. He can't. There's nothing he can do. His juvenile behavior and his dumb jokes, like there's nothing. Nobody wants to hang out with him except for. Like, he's just so dumb. Now, they do keep flashing. What do you guys think? Because they were flashing to, obviously, Sean started this whole thing, so everybody's talking in little groups and this and that. And at one point the girls were talking. Well, Allyshia goes and confronts the girls about the whispering. Mm-hmm. And they somebody did say, actually it was Bailey, I think, that just said, well, we didn't like the whole strategy thing, but they kind of just patch it over, and they're like, they all discuss how they want the people that are in relationships to stay. They all kind of agreed on that. Is that what you guys took from that conversation there?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I took from that conversation. And then later on, when the votes came through,
yeah, it did not. So they've definitely they've drugged this episode out. They definitely edited to show some stuff that we did not see, because we did not see what happened at the roast ceremony. I didn't see coming.
No, I did not see Priza and Brian end up getting voted off. I did not see that coming whatsoever.
They didn't show anybody really saying, I think Brian and Priza should go. Like, that being said, I don't doubt that Jeremy and Bailey maybe would have voted them off. Bailey just following in Jeremy's lead, being stupid, because she's not going to think for herself, I guess.
Yeah, and then so Kathy and Keith end up staying, and they're in a platonic relationship, and then Leah and Jonathan also end up staying, and they're in a platonic relationship. So they said that they want the strongest couples to stay, and everybody's saying that, but that's not what they voted for. And I think Kathy, near the end of the episode, she's talking about, everybody wants this to be about the relationships, nobody cares about the money, and she goes, let's see how that pans out in the rest of the season once it's closer to the money. And I think Kathy's dead on. I think people are going to start changing their minds a little bit.
Yeah, Kathy also said some really stupid stuff during this episode. I don't know if I wrote it down, but a couple points there, I was like, shut up, Kathy. But, then we skipped over Kathy and Keith. They flashed to them before the voting, and when they let people mingle and stuff. Remember, she was having a conversation with Keith, and Keith's kind of like, yeah, I think we should go home. And Kathy's like, well, that's not what I think. At this point, let's try to win. And they were kind of disagreeing, and Keith was on board with like, well, I think maybe we should go home because we're not a couple. What did you guys think of that?
I think Keith, but then, so he says that, but then he finds out that other people might be on the chopping block, and then he's relieved and happy that he might be staying. And it's like, Keith, you're just sitting there contradicting yourself minutes after, and you're just making yourself look like a dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the right thing to do. The integrity.
That's right.
To have integrity and whatever.
Yeah, he was. I forgot. He was saying that this integrity, and we should just let the people that are in love.
And I'll feel good about myself going home on these terms.
Yeah. I mean, Keith, when it comes down to it, I think actually the whole point of the show may be coming down to, is it money or is it love? What do they want? I don't know what's going to come up in the next 2 episodes, but this is what people are there for, Keith. If you're there, there's $500,000 at stake. Why wouldn't you
just try and win it? Yeah.
Try to win it. You're there, like, just be like, don't tell me that you have no interest in the money. You're just going to be listen, you want you feel because these other people are couples, you think they're going to last when they leave here?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's honestly lasting in my books. Even in the previews, it showed Jesse and Spencer, Jess and Spencer not getting along.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a long time to us because we're just going week to week here, but in reality, I mean, what are they on? Third week or something? I don't even know how many weeks. I mean, it's not very long.
Day 16 or 17 or something.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm being a hater on this episode, but I mean, the episode just drug out, and I felt like I was losing brain cells the whole time.
This is 2 episodes in a row that we've lost brain cells.
Yeah.
And
at least last week they actually had some decent drama. They just played out the whole Sean thing, and I was just like, oh my gosh, he's in his own little world.
Well, we didn't even touch on, they get to the roast ceremony, and we realistically, I think you asked, who do you think that is going to go? And I think Bubba asked that. I really didn't know, but Priza and Brian weren't they weren't going to be in the top picks. And then they start the roast ceremony, and then Allyshia, we didn't even touch on this, on how she steps forward and asks to talk to Jesse.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was crazy.
So basically, they, in a heroic act, Allyshia and Sean decide to self-eliminate, and then they're gonna leave with, I swear, integrity was the buzzword of this episode. If I hear the word integrity on Bachelor in Paradise one more time, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna be happy because it's starting to trigger me. And they decide to leave, but then as they're leaving, they're kind of like making chirps at everyone.
Yeah, they're just digging at everybody as they leave.
Yeah, and it's
like, oh my god. Allyshia was like with him in the beginning, then she was like not with him in the middle, then they were back together at the end, like just being complete morons.
Yeah, you're right. The integrity was the buzzword of this episode, and we clearly know that nobody on this episode knows what that means. When they leave, they need to get a dictionary for some of the stuff that they're doing, saying. They just look like idiots. And now we weren't clear. I think Jesse said they were leaving anyways, so they were voted. So is that how you guys took it? They were going to get voted out anyway?
Yeah, they were gone anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be what it meant.
That's what Jesse said.
So leaving that way, I don't know if they, in their head, thought that was classier, because it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was a control thing. They felt like they took control over it. Who knows?
Yeah.
They felt like they left with integrity.
Yeah, they feel like, they need to have control over everything.
Yeah.
I will say I'm a little sad to see Priza and Brian go. I think Brian's interviews have started to crack me up the last couple episodes, and Priza's not said it. She's one of the only people not preaching integrity over and over and over again. Listen, it's good to have integrity, but as a buzzword, I don't know about that so much. So them as a couple were growing on me. I kind of like them together for some reason, and I'm kind of sad to see them go.
Yeah, and she was shocked too. She didn't see it coming. We didn't see it coming because if anybody was talking about it, they didn't show it on the show. Like they edited that, so it was a shocker. Like we thought it was going to be between Allyshia, Sean, and the two platonic couples. Those would be. I thought it was going to be between those three. I really didn't know which one, how it would shake out. But Brian and Priza, I thought that they were safe from this episode, from all the drama that was happening elsewhere.
Yeah, and you said you concluded that it must have just been leftover fallout from the last episode, which would have only been a day or two before that. So I think that's why they ended up getting eliminated.
And I wouldn't doubt Jeremy's you said it before, like he's so manipulative with everybody that he's got everybody's brainwashed thinking that Jeremy's some kind of noble hero for acting the way he was and mad at Brian for telling the truth. So I wouldn't doubt he might have been said, "Hey, this is who I'm voting for," and he's like their cult leader.
Yeah, pretty much, and it makes me sick.
Yeah.
I don't even like him. After this episode, I'm not even sure who I could rank dumbest.
Well, I don't even know who I'm excited to watch anymore. I guess I like Jonathan. I think he's funny. But
Spencer and Jess are.
Yeah, Spencer and Jess are nice. I guess that's good. But yeah, I mean Jeremy and Bailey, I don't really care to watch them. I think they're dumb. Kat and Dale, I think they're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy and Keith and Leia and Jonathan. There's just like kind of nothing going on there.
Yeah,
is that all that's left?
Yeah, 4 or 5 couples.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 episodes left, I believe. So they're gonna. I don't know who's gonna get eliminated and who's gonna win. I don't know if I can get excited for anybody. Like, who are we gonna cheer? I mean, like I like Jess and Spencer, but
I know, like I don't feel like I have anyone to cheer for anymore. I was kind of cheering for Brian and Priza a little bit, like.
Yeah, it's even hard there because it was like Brian still hadn't stood up for himself and been like, "Hey, you guys, if you want to act like that because I told the truth, it still bugs me. He didn't stick up for himself the last episode. He didn't do it this episode. In fact, he was apologizing to Jeremy like he did something wrong. So it's just I don't know what I'm watching.
Jeremy's such a master manipulator that who knows?
He's culted everybody right into a cult. This is so dumb and hard to watch. And then so now now that episode's ended. Allyshia, Sean have gone home. Priest and Brian have gone home. So we've already talked about who's left. Now they do flash to the next episode where Keith now wants to go home.
He's ready to go home again.
Listen,
he's homesick.
There's 2 episodes left, $500,000, and now you're homesick?
Yeah.
A few days left, wants to go home when there's $500,000 on the line.
Yeah, Keith. Yeah, there's lots of brain cells on this episode, isn't there?
Yeah, I have a feeling that's not going to go over.
The season.
Yeah, the total season
Yeah.
for sure, and that's probably not going to go over good with Kathy when they're coming this close.
Kathy bluntly said
Yeah.
she's there for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Kudos to Kathy. You're there. How her and Keith keep hanging in there, and Leia and Jonathan every episode. The last 3 episodes is beyond me, but I don't know. Did they show anything else on? Oh well, Jess and Spencer, I guess, having a crack in their relationship.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's being overplayed, and they'll actually be fine. It looks like Jess isn't ready to move in with him quite yet, and there's some stress, but I have a feeling they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's understandable. It's been a whole whopping 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That they've been together, and so I think it's understandable that maybe you don't want to move in after 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I think we covered any notes that I had. Did you guys have anything else?
No, my notes are kind of sporadic. I think we kind of covered everything. The episode, I think, made us all dumber.
Yeah, what do you think, Bubsy? Any last thoughts?
Yeah, this has kind of been the most disappointing Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise season I've watched because everyone's just, I don't know, kind of just stupid.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can see who's going to get even dumber. This is some of the dumbest acting people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've seen some. They always manage to pull out the dumb in everybody. I mean, they do. But these last 2 episodes have taken the cake.
Seems like every season there's like 1 or 2 like super big dummies, and this
they found a whole cast.
Like the whole cast, yeah. It seems like, or almost the whole.
Almost the whole cast.
Yeah.
Most of the
pretty
cast.
Pretty much. I guess we're gonna have to cheer for Jess and Spencer, which we already were cheering for, but like I said, I was kind of cheering for Brian and Priza a little bit too. So I guess we're gonna watch Jess and Spencer, and that's who our main focus is.
Yep, but we'll have to keep our eyes out to see when Sean becomes a politician. I was disappointed that I didn't get to see Brian slap him. Other than that,
I will miss your metaphors.
I know, that's what I mean. They're kind of growing on me.
And all the mob music every time they play.
Yeah, I forgot about the mob music.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
And he's always trying to play mobster and do a little deal, I swear on God, on my mother. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought he was kind of funny. He kind of grew on me, but
Yeah, it kind of did for me too. You producers are funny.
yeah,
You guys I'll give you.
The producers do a nice
Give credit where credit's due.
And evil.
You guys do good.
and they're evil and alpha. Okay, let's sign off.
Yeah, we need to sign off for this.
Yeah.
We're going to get dumber if we keep going.
All right, tune in for episode 9 next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace.